I did. Okay, so are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Well, hi everybody. This is Nicole Henderson, author of On Sacred Time, Tapping the Power Within, and my grandson, Isaiah Justice Henderson, who I have been teaching how to mind read since he was 5 years old. So today we're going to practice a little bit, and we're just going to see what we can do here. We're just going to share with you, so it'll be a little raw, and we'll see how Isaiah does. Now, we have not chosen any objects to use, and we haven't really decided exactly how we're going to do this. So I think the best thing to do is to have Isaiah choose 5 objects, which he's going to run around the room, not necessarily run, but you're going to move around the room and pick up 5 objects to bring to this table, and he's going to show them to you. So do you want to say hi to everybody?
Hi.
Okay.
I'm the person that actually made the front cover of the book.
That's right. You did have some say in the cover of On Sacred Time.
I just thought it looked a little good for the book because the title and the cover just went together in some way that I really can't explain.
But you liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Well, we've been teaching you how to read minds since you were 5. You're now 9.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and do you like doing it?
Yes.
What do you like most about it?
I like most about it is it's not about getting it right or wrong. It's about having fun with it and just challenging your minds. And what I think is good about it is when you challenge your brain. It makes you really think hard. It gets your thinking really strong.
So you're exercising a part of your brain that you normally wouldn't, right?
Right.
And what's the most important thing? You know, I've talked to you about this all the time. It's really important. What's the most important thing about mind reading? You don't remember?
No. I have too much stuff on my mind most of the day.
What's up with the breathing part? How about that? What's important about the breathing?
Well, it helps you get your mind really deeply thinking.
Very focused. Okay. So you see, this is all raw material. We're just kind of winging it here, and we just want to show you what's up. Now, we're going to send him around the room to pick up 5 objects. So go find 5 things that we can use.
Okay.
Okay. So the easiest way to go about this, and what I found working with Isaiah, is just to keep it simple. And you can either choose numbers from 0 to 10. You start small. Or you can choose objects. Well, Isaiah does really well with objects. He's done pretty well with just about everything. But to start the mind reading process, it's important to start in a condensed way. So this way, we're choosing 5 objects, which will show you what they are when Isaiah brings them. You can bring them one at a time, Zay. You don't have to try to do it all at once. So, how many do we have? Okay. So when you start with simple stuff like this, when you're choosing 5 objects, then he only has these 5 objects to focus on. It's no big deal. Then once he gets this down and he's practiced this enough, then you can start in opening up a whole room or a whole side of a room or something, and then you work to a room. And then what is the real purpose of mind reading? For me, I use it to communicate with people who can't speak. So if they're in a coma, they have Parkinson's disease, autism, Alzheimer's, stroke, cancer, we want to be able to communicate with them, and really it takes practice to get there. So this is how we started practicing. This is how I started practicing with Isaiah. And this is really, when I started, I was young. I was living in Pinesville, New Jersey, and one of my neighbor girlfriends, we were sitting in the attic one day, and her mother had apparently been teaching her how to do it. And she just said, I'm thinking of a number between 0 and 10. I want you to tell me what that number is. And I picked it. So it wasn't like I guessed it. I could see it in my mind very clearly. So she taught me how to do it, and then I just started doing it as I was growing up and got better at it the more I practiced. So here with Isaiah, we have just a watch face, no band. Okay. We have a TV remote, Sony. It says Sony on it. We have a Lake Norman map, and we're just going to leave it like that so he can see the colors on the map. We have
one of my favorite movies.
One of his favorite movies, Hoodwinked. Okay. And then we also have some hand cream, cocoa butter. So, Zay, what do you want to send or receive?
I will receive.
You're going to receive. So, this is the way this works is we're all senders and receivers of energy. So it's important for people to understand that sometimes you're a better sender, sometimes you're a better receiver. Isaiah can do both. I can do both. It takes practice. Okay. So Isaiah has chosen to receive. So I'm going to choose one of these objects. We haven't, just keep in mind, we didn't choose these objects before we started this recording. I let him walk around the room and choose them. We're not going to hoodwink you. Hoodwink. But no, so really, we're not trying to pull the wool over your eyes. I'm not trying to steer you in any particular direction. We're just showing him. So again, these are the objects. Watch.
Sony
remote. Lake Norman map. Hoodwinked movie. And cocoa butter. Cocoa butter hand cream. Okay. So I've already chosen one of these objects in my mind. I'm holding one in my mind. And Isaiah is not going to know what it is until he connects to me. So how are you going to connect to me?
By taking 3 deep breaths and closing my eyes.
Okay. So I want you to do your deep breathing. You're going to fill your lungs full. Fill, hold 3 seconds. Exhale out of your mouth until your lungs are empty, empty, empty. Get rid of all the stale air at the base of your lungs. Okay, do that 2 more times and really focus. Again, don't try to steer me in your brain. I already feel like you're trying to do it. So I want you to just let me send it to you. I'm thinking of one of those objects, one only. I haven't chosen more than one. As soon as I got it in my brain, I kept it there. It's locked in. So I'm going to close your eyes, and remember, you're letting that picture come right here in your mind. You want it to show up on this like TV screen in your brain. Yeah, take a look around. I'm gonna close my eyes and focus even more. Okay. So focus, deep breath, and pay attention to your colors. What colors do you see?
Mostly black. My shapes are rectangle and circle so far.
Okay. You can ask it in your mind, like what is its job? Ask it, what job does it do? And if you're having a hard time seeing it, you can touch me in order to pick up the energy. That's another technique that we use. It's called psychometry, reading energy through vibrations. Take a deep breath. Again, ask, am I guessing or am I picking up exactly what it is that Mama's thinking of?
Is it this?
Nope. Nope. Wrong. What made you think it was that?
Well, first I got black and white, so it made me eliminate this. This.
Made you eliminate that, huh?
And this.
Yeah, there you go. So elimination of those with bolder colors, huh?
Then I saw that, white colors, like with white lines, and there's no white lines on this, it's just white.
White colors and white lines.
It's just white.
So,
with no lines. So it made me come to these.
Okay, well we can clearly say no to this, so let's put all the other objects back on the table. So you have 4 objects here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, put them down again. And this time I'm going to let him touch my hand and I'm going to send him the energy so that we can be really clear. Sometimes this is the easiest way to be clear. Okay, come here closer to the camera so they can see that you're, there you go, right in there. You know, I'm sending it to you in my mind. I'm like I have it attached to the end of a fishing line and I'm sending it to you. And then I'm going to use it in some way, shape, or form. However, whatever way I would use this. What does it feel like?
It feels soft.
So right now he's taking some items away that don't feel the way he's describing. Ask it what it does. Ask it what its job is. Deep breath in again. Remember, deep breathing, really important. Brain needs oxygen.
Is it this?
Woohoo! Yes. Okay, now, what made you get to that?
Well, it felt like really soft, and I saw like these tiny squares, and
what are they? Let's show them. There's tiny squares on it. I'm kind of going in the wrong direction. Go ahead, you can point. So those tiny squares there were behind the creamy cocoa butter thing. You saw those squares.
And then what I saw was like brown, and none of these have brown.
Okay, so you can show them again. There's no brown here.
No brown, even
Well,
though
there is some brown
soft.
there. There's a brown on the dog, but that didn't matter.
That's a squirrel.
But when you asked it what its job was,
It said, all it said was cocoa.
okay. So that's our first session. Lean over here. You're kind of out of the camp. So that's our first session, kind of showing you what how Isaiah and I practice. So stay tuned. We'll be back again someday soon. Today he just happened to decide he wasn't going to go to school.
Kind of felt
he woke up sick and was throwing up this morning. And was it you didn't have any tests today in school, did you?
Nope, no test.
You have a couple more days left of school.
Only 2.5.
Okay. So
you might see me when I'm doing my art sessions mostly.
Oh, you're going to do art sessions for them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I think what we're going to focus on is some mind reading stuff and kind of showing them how we do it, and we're going to get better and better and do different things. So we'll probably do another session or so like this, and then we'll open it up to like a whole room or maybe a piece of a room so it's not so bad. And then maybe we'll do I'll write like 5 sentences down and excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah, and then right. So do you want, wait a minute, before we go, do you want to do a number with me? All right, so what I want you to do, I want you to pick, remember you can only pick one, okay? Don't go picking a couple and getting all messy on me. So you want to choose a number between 0 and 10. Hold it in your mind and tell me when the number is there. Okay, so now he's actually going to send to me. So I'm going to pick up, I'll receive information from him. I'm sorry, did I hurt your finger? Apologize. I'm sorry. Thank you. So 0 through 10, you pick one number and one number only. Tell me when you got it. Remember to do your breathing once you do. You have it? Firmly in your mind? And I want you to imagine it. I want you to draw it. I want you to imagine that whether you're skating, you're on skates and you're skating it on the floor and you're going to show me what that is. Or you're going to, in your mind, you're like holding up your hands to show me exactly how many or what the number is, okay? So I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to focus, and I want you to focus too. And you can imagine like throwing it at me or skating it or some looking at it in neon colors. So it kind of gets real bright for me, all right? Do your breathing. a little confusing. I could say the first number that came to mind, but I think I'd like to get clear. So do me a favor, lay your hand on top of mine and send it to me, like you're drawing it in my mind's eye. Okay? Or like you're drawing it on a blackboard at school, a whiteboard. 0 through 10, one number only. Breathe deep. You haven't changed your mind, right?
Right.
Interesting. It kind of went through a couple numbers. Maybe you chose one first and let it go. But I'll just say the first one that came through, and then we'll talk about the other ones that came after. Okay. So the first one that came through was an 8.
That is correct.
Okay. So, and then after that, it was like 0 through 10. So I don't know whether you were thinking of, well, it was supposed to be 0 through 10. Did I pick the right one or something like that? So it's good. The 8 came through right away. But it was like it was written out in letters, like EIGHT, and then it was like drawn, and then when it came up as an 8, it started to mutate into something else. So I'm glad that I caught it first. So anyway, again, that's just practice. That's how Isaiah and I do it. When you can't get real clear there in the beginning, you can touch hands, and if you're receiving from that person, you can use the words show me, and that's usually what I do. I'll like touch him, touch his hand, and then ask his energy to show me exactly what it is he's thinking of or what he's looking at. So when I'm working with patients who can't speak, they're in a coma or, like I said, cancer or whatnot, and they just aren't able to verbalize their wants and needs, I'll just ask them to show me. Where does the illness reside? What's going on inside of them? What organs or systems are affected? What's needed to restore balance in their body? Do they need their family or their doctors to know something? So with Isaiah, again, this is just simple stuff. Teaching him at a young age, he'll always remember this. He'll remember that I taught him how to do it, and when he needs to, he can utilize this information. He has actually seen me work on dogs as well, and lions. We went up to see a mountain lion at Susie's Pride and got a chance to communicate with her also. So, and even when you were younger, you saw me working with dogs. People were bringing their dogs by, and you said you wanted to learn how to do it, right?
Remember that time when that dog was in our yard and you were wondering where he came from, and I told you to read his mind?
That's right, and I did, and I read his mind, and he actually showed me what his house looked like, and we drove around and figured out where he lived, and we took him home. Right? So, awesome. Isaiah did really great. Your face is cut off in the picture. Come here. You did great. And say goodbye to everybody. Tell them we'll see them next time.
Bye.
So thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
We love you. Bye.
This is a recording. Just kidding. Just kidding.
You're so silly. Bye.